I'm thrilled to introduce to you a truly gifted Akashic Records practitioner with strong spiritual and psychic abilities. Joining us today is Bettina Norman, a certified Akashic Records practitioner with over 10 years of experience reading for hundreds of people. Not only is she an Akashic Records reader, Tina is also an Akashic Records teacher, where she teaches students to access their soul wisdom and guidance.
Correct.
Today, she is here to share her insights into the Akashic Records and how it can help you unlock your soul wisdom and how it can connect to your past, present, and future self to give you clarity, healing, and alignment in your life. Bettina, thank you so much for being here.
Lisa, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited you invited me on this interview. So, yeah, thank you so much.
Yes. So, Bettina, can you please tell me more in details? What is Akashic Records?
Yeah, I'm going to try to make it as short as possible because the Akashic Records, they're so vast and detailed and so deep that it takes, I mean, I could talk about this forever, but just for the people who have never heard about the Akashic Records is really the journey of your soul. So from the inception of your soul up until this very moment, we're sitting here talking to each other. Everything your soul has ever experienced, like past lives, every lesson, every thought, every idea, everything that your soul has ever experienced is stored in the Akashic Records. Now, the Akashic Records is their energetic records. Those are not paper records or anything like that. So you have to think more of the realm of energy. So it's an energetic record, okay? So that's kind of it in a nutshell. So when I tap into someone's Akashic Records, I really connect with their spirit guides or with their higher beings that are around them, like guardian angels, all the beings that are around a certain person. And there are certain beings that take care of someone's records. And so this is really what I tap into. So if you want to picture your whole existence, not just this life, but your whole existence as a soul is a vast library, and then each lifetime you ever had is a book. So that's the easiest way of explaining it. So, and when I tap into someone's records, I don't talk to my spirit guides or my beings that are around me, but they're beings that are around the other person that I'm reading. And they give me the information that they feel or think is beneficial to that person to know at this moment in time, or, at this moment, or that snippet of life that we're in right now.
Okay. So, tell us a little bit more about your background and how you got into
Mhm.
becoming a Akashic Records reader.
I think I've always been psychic or somehow gifted in that way. I mean, every person on this planet has this gift. Now, not everybody is called to do it. Some people just want to go and have readings, and some people just feel like really called to do it themselves, right? So I'm not saying that I'm gifted or more gifted than other people on this earth. It's just like I feel like I had more of a connection to it and more of a calling. Okay.
Mm.
But everybody can tune into those things. But even I remember even when I was a child, I noticed things about that I can read people's feelings, or when I get close to them, I can read their intentions or their energy. I just didn't have the vocabulary for it. When you're a child, of course, you have like no idea what all this means and what all this is, but it's always been there. And then over 10 years ago, I went and booked a past life regression. And it turns out that that person canceled, and the office that that person was affiliated with, they were like, well, that person canceled, but we have this Akashic record reader and she can pretty much do the same thing. And I'm like, okay, I'll take it. So I didn't really know. I didn't really go out and look for it. It just kind of happened. I mean, most people say it was coincidence, but I really think it was divine guidance. So I go and I have this Akashic record reading, and I just knew at that moment that this is what I want to do. And when I learned, or when I was trained to read the Akashic records, I just knew that this is what I needed to learn. So a lot of times when people ask me, or when people ask me in the past, hey, what do you do? And I'm like, yeah, I read energy. But for people, it's like too vague. And a lot of times when you can give them a name or a label for something, they're like, okay, I get it now. But I've always done this. It just now I have a name for it after I learned how to access the records. And the records are really the most powerful energetic source that you can tap into. It's like it's the universal knowledge of everything.
Bettina, I actually got multiple readings from you before, so that's how I discovered you.
Mhm.
I've gone to multiple psych fairs, and you're always there, and you give amazing readings.
Thank
And
you.
I know that as a reader myself, I also do it in person and online. Can you tell
Mhm.
me how effective is it getting a Akashic Records reading through you through Zoom or by phone? Is it as effective in person?
Yes, and I would say every reading you give someone is as effective in person as it is per Zoom because it's not about that this person sits in front of you. It's more about the energy. Again, it's all about energy, and the energy is omnipresent. It's everywhere all the time. So it doesn't matter if someone is in Hong Kong or Tokyo. I can still read the same way and get the same detailed or the energy. I can read the same energy. It's all about the energy. It's everywhere all the time. So it doesn't matter where someone is.
Okay. So, for new people getting a reading from you, what are some of the do's and don'ts or questions, or how should they approach it when they get a
Mhm.
reading from you?
So I would say the Akashic records are different than, for example, like a tarot reading. Okay, I'm going to start this comparison here real quick. I think a tarot reading, I can't read the cards to save my life. So I mean, if I offend a tarot reader here, I'm sorry. I just don't know enough about that. But I think with a tarot reading, you can get like a glimpse of where you're at in life at this moment, and it can give you like a quick answer and things like that. An Akashic record reading is not here to tell you what to do and what the future will hold for you. It's not like a psychic reading where it says do X, Y, and Z, and then the result is whatever it is that you want. It's not the Akashic records are not prescriptive and they're not predictive. They're just telling you what your spirit thinks it's good for you to know because the universe functions or operates by respecting free will. So it's not about what I wouldn't the questions that I got a lot when I did fairs was like, "Oh, will I ever marry?" Well, probably, but it's still free will, okay? So it's hard to give them a yes or no answer. It's about opportunities and options. So it's like a tree. The Akashic records are at the root, but then you can still go so many different directions. And no matter what direction you go, you're still right because it's your free will. It's just like more guidance and wisdom along this journey of life.
Okay.
Okay. And so they're just more in depth. So if you have a yes or no questions, I wouldn't recommend it. I would take the Akasha records more for something, to go deeper and get the wisdom and the guidance that you need from your guides.
Okay. So let's do something fun and let's do a quick mini reading so that our audience can see what it looks like to get a reading from
Okay.
you. So let's start with me first, and then after that, we'll get into the audience. And like I said, I love getting readings from you because I like to hear what my spirit guides or
Okay.
message shall be. Because sometimes we do get stuck in our own head, and then we hear
Hmm.
a message, we don't believe it. So it's just nice to hear it from a third party
Yeah.
person.
And
So
also, what another thing I want to add is when you get an Akashic record reading, be open to any kind of answer because a lot of times people they want a certain answer and they insist
uh,
on getting an answer, but the spirit guides are like, no, this is not what you need to hear right now. Okay. So you just need to be open to whatever they feel is good for you and what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Okay.
uh,
So that's kind of what I always tell people before I do a reading.
okay.
And since you got a reading already with me, I mean, you know that I read an invocation or a small prayer to let spirit knows I'm ready. And are you okay with me reading you here in public and having everything?
Yes,
Are you
yes.
okay with that?
Yes.
Because usually ethics tells me that, I don't talk about what goes on in a reading, and that's another thing. But since we're here and, you will have a lot of viewers, hopefully, view this. So I just wanted to get your permission real quick.
Yes.
Okay. So, as you know, this prayer starts out loud and then it ends in silence. So I'm just going to take a minute here. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. O Holy Spirit of God, help me to know Lisa in the light of the Akashic Records, to see Lisa through the eyes of the Lords of the Record, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the Masters, teachers, and loved ones of Lisa have for her. The records are now open. Now, Lisa, do you have any questions or do you want me to start talking?
When pretty much my question is, what does my higher self or what does my spirit guides have to tell me that I'm not hearing?
That you're not hearing?
Yeah. Or am I hearing it?
So first of all, okay, let's get into that in a minute. But I do remember, and now I have to divulge something, of course, that we had in a previous reading. But it's hopefully that's okay with you. I do remember. I didn't remember before, but now that I opened your records, I remember that you have Michael around you, Archangel Michael. I think he's been with you all the time. Or
That's, yeah.
He's been with you, okay? And but he's just kind of chiming in, saying, "Hey, I'm still here, so make sure to talk to me because I want to help you." So you have a really powerful archangel around you that still wants to help you at all times, okay? And he also wants to comfort you. So just don't ever forget that he's there. What your higher self, it's more like your spirit guides, and Archangel Michael wants to let you know that, every once in a while you need to rest. What I'm hearing from what I'm hearing from them is like you're spreading yourself so thin at times that because I mean, I've met you in person and I don't mean this in a negative way, but you're very like you're Lisa, right? And you're just so cute and so nice and so um I don't know. It's like you're just this wonderful presence, but your spirit is so powerful that it doesn't fit into your body. So you wanting to do so many things at the same time and all at once, um, your spirit really doesn't fit with your body, if that makes sense. And I don't mean this in a negative way. It's just like your spirit is so powerful and your body is almost like too tight. It's like, gosh, I need to get out of here. Okay. I have so many things to do. But just know that your body cannot always keep up with your spirit. So you have to remember that right now you're wearing this human suit, this meat suit that does need rest every once in a while. So, and I'm not saying you're not already doing that, but they want to remind you to invest in self care. Okay. And also rest and relax more often and just remember that your spirit is so much more powerful than your human body. Okay. So always make sure that there's a balance. Okay. So a balance is very important for you. But what I'm hearing is your spirit came into this body knowing that there's so many things that you need to do. It's like you volunteered. So you're not a soul that needed to come in to learn certain lessons. It's more like you teaching lessons to others. And you take this job very seriously. Okay. And so for you, and that's why you're into so many things because you want to make sure to get to everybody you can get to while you're here on this planet in this lifetime. You just know that you have a really important job to do and you're taking it very seriously. Okay. But when you're sick, or if you ever get sick, let's say because you're spreading yourself so thin, you kind of you can't do the job that you came in for, if that makes sense. Okay. So in order to have to live to your highest potential or to fulfill your soul mission, the mission that you signed up for, you have to make sure that your human body is taken care of as well. Okay. But you are on the right path.
That's so interesting because in my head, I asked, am I on the right path? And right
Okay.
after that, you actually said, yes, you're on the right path, which is really funny while you were talking. I asked inside my own head, am I on the right path? And you just answered it.
Yeah. Yes, so you are in the right path, okay? It's just every once in a while, let your body catch up to your spirit, okay? But just don't stop going, keep going. What I'm hearing is like you have not really reached your highest potential yet. There's still so much more to come. So what I'm getting is you're dabbling in so many things, which is great, but also here, what I'm hearing is you're starting to weed things out. Okay, you're weeding things out that are no longer. I wouldn't say no longer work for you, but you're like, okay, I got this. Yeah, I did this. Okay, now I need to go to something bigger and better. Okay, which is not a bad thing. It just means that you're evolving, you're growing. Okay. So I feel like your soul is moving into 5D at the moment. So 4D is really spirit, the spirits that are stuck on this planet, but you're going from 3D into 5D at the moment. So I feel like, do you have back pain by any chance?
Yes, I actually do.
Okay. Okay.
And so the funny thing is, right before this call with you, I had to take a nap because energetically, again,
Mm-hmm.
like you mentioned, I needed to rest. So
Mm-hmm.
for the last few weeks, I've been more tired than normal, but it's also because I've been meditating and manifesting and praying for things beyond things out here. I'm manifesting and praying for, but then my
Yeah.
body's to catch up to that.
Yeah.
So there's this pain on my
Mm-hmm.
left side, back side that has been bothering me more than normal.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And no matter how many massages I get and how often I'm using my frequency devices, it's still in
Mm-hmm.
pain. So not sure what
Yeah.
that is telling me or what that means. So spirit, let me know what that pain.
Yeah. They're just letting you know this is what it feels like when you're shifting into 5D. Okay. Your
Wow.
body is adjusting right now. And it's like, I mean, we all have these beautiful bodies, but they are 3D and they're very dense. Okay. And when our soul grows into 5D or higher, like something that you're doing right now, our bodies have a hard time catching up. Okay. And that's why when they're saying, let your body catch up to your spirit every once in a while, it's hard for our souls because I know what it feels like when you always want to do some more and more and more. But then our bodies are like, oh, wait a minute. I give me a break,
Yeah.
okay? So just know that the back pain, I mean, they're acknowledging your back pain. Just know that this is another way of letting you know that your body is shifting, okay? Physically, you're shifting into 5D. So that's where that pain is coming from. But once you acknowledge that and you're like, okay, I know what this is, I'll let you catch up and just so you just so the awareness is there, okay, that will help you greatly. But they're also talking about your sleep at night. I feel like you're
Not getting
sleeping, but you're not resting, okay?
right. Yeah.
So your
I
eyes are
haven't been
closed.
sleeping.
Yeah. I feel like your eyes are closed, but you're not sleeping, like, getting the repair that this human body needs. So what I'm hearing right now is like, yes, because she's like, do you know, of course you do know what astral travel is. So this is what you're doing at night. So you don't even stop at night, okay? You go during the day, but even at night, your soul is like, okay, let's just do some more. Let's just leave this human body behind in bed, and I'm just going somewhere else and doing even more.
Mhm.
So so just know you're spreading yourself so thin because your spirit is just so powerful that you want to do so many things and you want to accomplish your mission, but just know that you will accomplish your mission. You just need to make sure that, your poor human body can catch up every once in a while, okay? And the way you resolve this at night is like you need to set some boundaries and say, you know what? I'll come back to where I'm going, but every once in a while I need to sleep because the cells and the DNA of this body need to repair,
Okay.
okay? So it's all about like bringing yourself, grounding,
Okay.
okay? And that's really what spirit has for you at the moment.
Okay.
I
What
mean, we
else?
can go on and on, but
Yeah. No, this is everything you're saying is spot on because I have not been sleeping well, but I know it's
Mhm.
because my energy and I am
Mhm.
astral traveling. I am doing things, not
Yeah.
only the spirit realm, but the earth realm. That is
It's
why I have not been sleeping. And then I've been having a lot of back pains. And I'm like, why
Mhm.
am I? It's more than normal. So that totally makes sense why
Mhm.
I'm experiencing that. Um, so my
Yeah.
other question that I have is because I'm hearing all this. What do I need to focus in the next 30 days?
Okay, so first of all, what I'm hearing is like, don't think 30 days because
Oh,
first of all, a human life is for us, it seems long, maybe 80, 90 years, but it really, in the grand scheme of the universe, it's a blip in time. And 30 days is not something that even registers on their
other
on
timeline.
their scale. Okay. They're like, what's
Uh,
30 days? That's like a flutter. Okay. So what they're saying is focus on changing the world. And I know that's a really that sounds like a lot, okay? But think of it in a way of when you throw a rock in the water and you see the ripples, You are the rock, okay? So you can change the world or help change the world by doing small things, okay? And just don't ever lose focus on that. This is why you came here. Your mission on this planet in this lifetime is to help change the world for the better. So no matter what you do, whether it's in the next 30 days or 30 years, whatever you do, just focus on helping humanity raise their vibration and helping everyone that comes in contact with you, because this is who you are. You are this beautiful, magnificent light being that came here to help change, to make change for the better. So it's not 30 days, just focus long term on changing the world for the better.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for that
Yes.
reading. Now, what I want to do is shift and do a general reading for the audience. So, the audience, and I know for me, whenever I give readings online, they're timeless. So,
Mhm.
do you have any timeless readings for the audience that are going to be watching this video?
Yeah. But before we do that, let me close your personal records. Okay. And then we'll shift into some channeled messages. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I would like to thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones for their love and compassion. I would like to thank the lords of the Akashic Records for their point of view. And I would like to thank the Holy Spirit of Light for all knowledge and healing. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. Thank you, Lisa, for letting the public or whoever's watching getting a glimpse of who you are, as
Yeah.
a being, and, a little demonstration. Really, what I'm getting right now is, first of all, I want to say, well, actually, I have a lot of archangels coming. And so, when I open the records, it's not just like people's spirit guides, it's like really for higher beings that reside in the energetic records that can come through. When I say angels, I'm not specifically an angel reader. I'm an Akashic record reader. But when I open this portal, we have really powerful beings come in, and they're all good. They're all from 5D or higher. So just know that they're all from a positive place. Okay. So when I say I have a lot of archangels coming in, I just feel like this powerful energy of angels coming in right now. And I want the world to know, whoever hears it or whoever resonates with what I'm going to say, is that there are higher beings there, and they want everybody to know that even though I said to Lisa that Archangel Michael is with her, Michael and the angel, all these energies, they're omnipresent. They're with everyone. They're with everyone all the time. Whoever needs them needs to call on them. What they want the world to understand is the higher beings and the spirit guides, they will not ever respect or I'm sorry, they will not ever disrespect free will. So a lot of people, they're like, if they exist, why aren't they here? Well, they are, but they're waiting for you to ask them and to
Um,
invoke them. So what you really need to do is say, spirit guides or Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, please help me with this situation. Show me what's my next step. They will not ever interfere unless you ask them. And the only time angels or higher being will interfere is when a person is in trouble and it's not their time to go. So that's why sometimes you see a video on the internet where it's like a really bad car accident and you see, like beings there and they're like, I don't even know how I got out of their life. This is the only time they interfere without asking first or without permission. But any other time, they want everybody to know you have to ask them, invoke them. They're here for us and they're here to help us. So you can always say Archangel Michael or whoever you resonate with, or please, my spirit guides, and you don't need to know their names. Okay. You don't need to know what the names of your spirit guides are, but just say, this is a tough spot for me. Please show me how I can get out of this. And then pay attention to messages. A lot of times they come through synchronicities. And
uh,
synchronicities are not accidents or coincidences. They're just an accident that makes sense or a coincidence that makes sense. Okay. So they want to communicate with us. And they see what's going on in the world right now because it's not good. Okay. But they're here with us. And they want to say that they want to help us, so but they also wanna make sure that it's free will, so let's all call on them, let's all use them, let's all wake up. They want us to wake up to what's really out there,
Mm.
and not as far as, like, what's really out there in a bad way, but that there's so much more beauty and joy and the good energy that's available to us that we're not tapping into. But they really wish that more and more people would just more unite again, be united and help each other and be kind and joyful to each other and help your neighbor and invoke the angels, invoke the spirit guides. But they want us to understand that they are available to us at all times. They're always present, and they're powerful, and they're here for us. And you don't have to you don't have to be an experienced practitioner to make use of them. They're available to anybody and everybody, and they want us to understand to use them and call on them. And I mean, I know a lot of people say it's prayer, and maybe it is prayer, but it's not. You don't have to be a certain denomination, okay? Prayer is just you just talk to them. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all that is. And it's really that simple. And I'm getting my cheeks are really hot. I'm getting goosebumps too. So I know that the energy is here. Okay. So they are around us. But they also want us to understand there's so much love that they want to shower us with. And it's just, we're not seeing it. We're so wrapped up in our own little world, and we don't want to see, not like just see with our human eyes, but with our hearts, because you
Uh,
really see with your heart, the love and the joy that's there. But
we're not seeing it.
we're not seeing it. There's a lot of fear
Mm.
out there, and they understand that a lot of things we do is fear-based. It's because we don't know and we're afraid of someone or something, and we react out of fear. And if we get that fear, if we can transform that fear into like love and hope and joy, we will understand that's what it's all about.
Thank you for that message. Was
Mhm.
there any other last message coming through at all?
Let me see. What I'm hearing is they want to specifically talk to people that are going through things that you and I are going through right now, and that is the shift into 5D. Okay. There are a lot of people out there who have not just back pain, but pain in general in their bodies. They don't know where it's coming from. They have a lot of anxiety, depression. There are people out there, and I have been going through that quite a bit lately. But for those people who are not like tuned into metaphysics or energy healing. So if you're hearing this, if you have any kind of symptoms right now that have to do with like physical pain, depression, anxiety, panic attacks, headaches, especially headaches, any
Mm.
kind of symptoms, you are shifting right now. Okay. It's literally a transformation into a higher energy. Okay. And maybe this is the first symptom you ever had, and maybe you have never dabbled into energy healing or readings, okay? And I know that's probably really scary for you, but I would recommend find somebody or find the community that can help you with that, with your awakening, because you are being activated, okay?
Mm.
They're literally turning you on as far as like flipping a light switch,
Uh,
okay? So if you're experiencing any kind of symptoms or things like that where you have no idea what to do with yourself and how you can get out of it, find the community, find an energy healer, a Reiki healer, or I don't know, Lisa, what do you do a lot of things, right? As
uh,
far as like
yeah,
healing.
quantum
Okay.
energy healing. Yeah.
You
Mhm.
what?
Quantum energy healing.
Okay. See, so I mean, there's so many things out there, but find people that can help you with that. And to all the healers out there, when you meet somebody like that, please open up your arms, because a lot of people do not know what they're going through right now and they need us. Okay. Be patient, be kind, be helpful. There are a lot of people that are waking up, and it's our job to make them feel welcome and
Mhm.
take that fear away from them. So that's really important right now.
Okay. Bettina, thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing your wisdom with us today. Your experience and passion for the Akashic Record truly means a lot and it's inspiring. And also, the mini reading today was absolutely fun to hear. I
Yeah.
need to hear that message. And I just want to let you know that everything you said was spot on because right before this call, this video, I
Mhm.
actually did Archangel Michael and I called him in for protection, guidance, and support in this reading. And then he was the first one to come through.
Yeah,
So
of course. Yeah.
that was awesome that, like, you picked him up right away.
Mhm.
For for anyone looking to dive deeper into their soul purpose and access to profound guidance in the Akashic Records,
Mhm.
sure to connect with Bettina and book a remote session. She's amazing.
Thank
Um,
you.
I'll link all of her information below here in the comment section and description box.
Mhm.
And then again, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, stay aligned to your higher self and trust your inner guidance. Thank you guys.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.